Hi, everyone. Welcome to Energy of Leadership on LinkedIn. This weekly column that we're doing, just talking about the nuance of energy and leadership and culture development and innovation and all that good stuff. I just did a session for our Positive Energy Workplace Initiative members, and I just did this special session for them. It was about a 20-minute quick lab, basically talking about the difference between an energetic intention versus energetic impact versus an outcome. Like, what is the difference and how do you make sure that you set yourself up for success? So the lab was so juicy that I wanted to bring this idea here to this column. And if this is of interest to you and you want to go deeper, then just send us a note. And if you'd like to be in the Positive Energy Workplace Initiative, if you'd like to get access to Intro to IEP trainings, reach out and we'll figure out how to make that happen for you. So here's what I want to invite you to think about. This is one of the most common things that we run into with this work. And it's something that's so common, I take it for granted now. So I'm going to pull myself back out and just really look at this idea of intention versus impact versus outcome. So this takes place one-on-one in interpersonal relationships. This takes place with your team. This takes place as an organization. This takes place with the mission of your organization. You know, you have an intention of what you say your mission is as an organization, but then are you actually having the impact in the world and the impact on your users and your customers, the emotional impact and the outcomes that you want? Are you actually having that? You say something's important and you have an intention to show up in a certain way, but is it lining up with the impact you're having and the outcomes? And what we find in this work is so often when companies are not getting the results that they want from their training programs, from their leadership development programs, from their culture change initiatives, from just in general, how their leadership, their executive leadership team is getting along or their teams are getting along. When things are not moving in the direction they want them to do, or they're feeling stuck, or they're feeling like there's a lot of whack-a-mole and tilt-a-whirl and all these different things happening, and people are getting really exhausted. What we find is that 9 times out of 10, the missing piece is having really, really clear and clean IEP, which is intentional energetic presence, or clarity of intention, responsibility for energy, and absolute presence. So if you're not having the outcomes and the impact you want to reverse engineer this back to, well, what is my IEP? What is my original intention? And for this video, just to keep this short, for this piece, let's just look at intention first. All right. Your intention is the thing that you say from your heart. This is the thing that you say you want to have happen. This is what you want to create. My intention. This can be my intention for how I want to show up. This can be my intention for how I want to feel. My intention for what I want our team to create together. My intention for the impact I want to have on another human being. Your intention is really where this starts, because if you are good at setting the intention and you're really clear and it's coming from a very conscious and clean place, you're more likely then to be able to create the energy and the stamina to have that intention happen, and then to be able to show up in a way that's going to have that intention happen, which ultimately is going to bring you to your intended impact and your outcomes. Okay. That's in an ideal world. It doesn't always work that way because we're human beings. We don't have control over everything, but you want to really make sure you're checking that intention first. So in the IEP methodology, we are really looking at the intention, not the surface level intention, but digging deep and deep and deep into the nuanced levels of intention, whether it's individual leadership, whether it's organizational leadership, whether it is for your next training program. We're looking at the intention, deep, deep, deep level. There's a lot of different ways to get at that. In our methodology, we actually have about 70 different frameworks and pathways and whatnot to help figure out what you're actually doing with these things I'm talking about, depending on your situation, your industry, and your intended outcomes, right? So there's a lot of different nuanced ways to do this. But for today, I want you just to have clarity around what your intention is for anything that you're doing. And if you are not having the outcomes and the impact that you want to have, there's 9 times out of 10, your intentions are not in alignment. And the IEP is not in alignment in a way that is going to support your actual impact and your outcomes. So, all right. So intention is what you want to have happen. Your impact is I think about it as the energetic impact, the emotional impact, the experience that you're creating with your people, how you make them feel. If they're feeling excited and energized to follow you, to act upon whatever your mandate is within the company, Your impact is, what is the feeling, what is the experience you're actually creating. It's pretty intangible. It's more of a feeling. A lot of people like to put impact and outcomes together. You're welcome to, if that resonates for you. And I really like to take them apart because the nuance is a game changer. Okay. So there's your impact, and then there's your outcome, which is what actually got created. What's actually getting created? What are you actually getting done? What tangible thing has happened because of that intention and that impact and that outcome? In the IEP methodology, we have the 5 steps to intentional impact, which is a beautiful framework that we've used to support people in design projects, down to court cases, down to a divorce, down to parenting, keynoting, feedback conversations, all sorts of stuff. In fact, in Intro to IEP, which is our online course that teaches this methodology, I think we have 21 or 22 now real examples of people using the IEP sheet for different things. And the thing that's in common every single time is them getting really, really clear about their intention and the outcomes they're trying to create. So your message for today is simply to start looking at, as an organization, if you're not getting the results you want, if people aren't taking risks, if people aren't feeling psychologically safe, or they're being really careful, or you're seeing a lot of sidebars and indirect engagement and talking behind people's back, and people are being careful, and you're just noticing like you're just not having the impact that you want to have, there is probably something that is misaligned in your intentions, your energy, your presence, and the actual impact and outcomes you're creating. So just start to notice that. If you're noticing that, get really excited, because this is within your control. It will require that you and your leadership team, or you as a leader, or whoever you are, you take a step back and get really honest about, okay, wait, hold on a second. What actually are our intentions, and how are we truly creating impact and outcomes? Because 9 times out of 10, this is very unconscious. People don't catch it until it's too late and they're really frustrated. We're trying to help you get in front of it with the energy of leadership work. Okay. So that's the first thing you want to do. Just start to look at that. Second thing you want to start doing is, just for fun, get really conscious with everything you're up to right now, your interpersonal dynamics, your leadership, your projects you're working on, your relationships, your relationship with your health. Come back to your intention and see what happens. All right, we're going to leave it there for today. If you want more on this, if you want to actually do the lab, if you want to get into the platform and to do more work with us, please reach out. Take a look. You can just contact us and send us a note and let us know what you're looking for, and we'll direct you in the right place. You can also join us for one of our executive forums. We have some really exciting things happening this week. We've got a beautiful panel that we're going to be running tomorrow, where we're going to be interviewing 2 business leaders who have used IEP work to literally turn boards around, and their companies around, and their leadership teams around, with really getting clear about their IEP, their intentional energetic presence, and what they're trying to do. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. Lots and lots of ways to play. We'd love to have you. And if not, then please do come back to intentions. Like, what are your intentions? And we'd love to hear from you. What do you notice? What do you notice? You can put it in the comments. You can direct message me. We love to hear how this work lands for people and how it flips the switches for unlocking potential in ways that they did not realize were available to them before. So before you have awareness, you struggle and you suffer and you get frustrated. Once you've got awareness and you know how to use this stuff, you're free and you start to create impact in different ways. All right. Have a beautiful day. We'll talk to you soon. And thanks as always for being here. Bye.